Right now at 6, as the Senate moves to end the shutdown, travelers are still paying the price.
It's kind of defeating to show up to the airport and see that your flight's been canceled last minute.
Then, Oregon trail cards have been topped up, so why is the court fight over SNAP still going?
It's hard for people to make life choices when they don't know what's coming next.
And later, what's in store for the Thorns as they move forward after a victory?
We've said it all season, it's a collective effort with this group, and they deserve all the flowers tonight again.
And later, how a new app is helping truckers along the Northwest's busiest highway.
It's all about being safe to rest when you need rest and drive when it's most effective for you to drive.
Based on everything I'm hearing, they haven't changed anything, and we have support from enough Democrats, and we're going to be opening up our country. It's too bad it was closed, but we'll be opening up our country very quickly.
President Donald Trump there talking about the bipartisan deal lawmakers are closing in on to end the government shutdown after a handful of Senate Democrats broke with their party. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanet.
And I'm David Molko. The Senate is set to vote tonight and the House later this week on that plan to reopen the government, including fully funding SNAP for the year ahead. Let's get right to live team coverage. It includes Libby Dowsett looking at ongoing uncertainty over food assistance.
But first, let's get to Joe Ranieri live at PDX. He spoke with local lawmakers today and has an update on the shutdown's effects at the airport. Joe.
Hey there, Christine. Well, there have been dozens of cancellations over the last couple of days. Just here at PDX, from basically Friday until yesterday, more than 50 flights were canceled. And we looked earlier this evening, and more than 20 are canceled ahead of tomorrow. You can kind of see the lines are very light on this Monday night. This stems after the FAA did some reduction with the air traffic control across the country. And now we've been seeing a ripple effect because of it. Now, over the weekend, flights were cut by 4%. Well, that number is expected to go to 10% by the end of the week. In the meantime, Pacific Northwest senators are against a bill to reopen the government. On Sunday night, the Senate voted 60-40 to reopen the government, but the one sticking point, health care, will be voted on at a later date. Senator Ron Wyden said this in a statement. My red line from the very beginning of this shutdown, engineered by Donald Trump and his Republican allies in the congressional majority, is I am not supporting a bill that fails to lower soaring health care costs for Oregonians. No Washington or Oregon senator voted for it.
I'm focusing forward and saying, look, the American people are getting ripped off. Their healthcare prices are doubling. It's hurting so many millions of families across the country.
Senator Jeff Merkley is also worried about the more uncertainty the bill could bring.
There is nothing in this that prevents the president from canceling programs that are in the spending bills, and that's outrageous. That's stealing the power of the purse. That's unconstitutional.
The shutdown has made air travel uncertain as well, as air traffic reductions impact airports nationwide. Over the weekend, more than 50 flights were canceled at PDX.
It's kind of defeating to show up to the airport and see that your flight's been canceled last minute, and now you gotta go get another hotel, go get another rental car, because the airlines aren't going to provide you any sort of vouchers or anything like that.
Amir Sharif and his mom flew from Salt Lake City last week to visit family, only to have their flight home canceled more than once.
Is this the 4th, maybe?
Yeah,
the 4th, and our cancellation is like, boom. We've already checked out of our hotel. We took our rental car back.
The deal to end the shutdown, which isn't finalized yet, came together after 8 Democratic senators crossed the aisle, joining Republicans. While Amir and his mom wait for a flight home,
hopefully progress gets made quick and things go back to normal sooner than later, because normal people like us are out here kind of feeling the effects more than anything.
Everyone hopes things reopen before the next couple of weeks when the busy holiday travel season is in full swing. I asked Senator Merkley earlier this afternoon what happens next, and he told me the bill to end the shutdown still needs to clear the House, but if the House makes any changes to it, that means the government shutdown could last a little bit longer. But David and Christine, I think a lot of people here at the airport and across the country are hoping the government opens up very soon, especially as we get closer to the Thanksgiving holiday. Back to you guys.
All right, Joe Ranieri at a very quiet PDX this evening. Thanks, Joe. All right, let's talk SNAP now with the Trump administration once again asking the Supreme Court to keep full payments on hold during the shutdown.
Over the weekend, the White House demanded states that already paid out November benefits, like Oregon and Washington, undo it. Let's bring in our Libby Dowsett now in Northwest Portland with some answers for people who already got their payments. Libby.
Well, guys, Oregon and Washington's governors are asking people to check their EBT cards and use the funds that are on them. They have gotten a district court to put a new temporary order in place today that keeps the funds available while the Supreme Court figures out its next move. Elaine has asked us not to use her last name, but shared that she gets about $300 a month through SNAP to feed herself. So seeing that benefit show up last week was a huge relief.
I was thinking, praise the Lord.
But it's no joke for Elaine trying to find backup food at local food pantries.
It is exhausting. You have to get there at a certain time and wait online, and you're not really certain whether you're going to even get anything that you can eat.
Folks at William Temple House are trying to help. They've seen a record number of people show up for food at their food pantry this month.
The line wrapped around the block, which I have not seen before, and we exceeded our daily record. So we had 167 people come through.
Social Services Director Kevin Ryan says one man tried 5 other pantries before finally finding food here. Monday, volunteers packed emergency food bags for those who show up unannounced.
One loss of a benefit like this could make someone homeless. There's a direct line from losing benefits when you have to pay $200 for food. You have to make a choice.
Even with lawmakers touting an end in sight to the federal shutdown, the court battles continue over whether to resume food aid payments in full. The governors of Oregon and Washington assuring people they now have their benefits. Washington Governor Bob Ferguson releasing a statement Sunday saying, quote, "Everyone who receives SNAP benefits should check the status of their cards. If there are funds available, people can use them." But the Trump administration is still fighting the payments in court. The U.S. Department of Agriculture saying it shouldn't be forced to use certain funds for SNAP that might be needed elsewhere. More confusion for people just trying to get by.
It's hard for people to make life choices when they don't know what's coming next.
And we expect the Supreme Court to make a decision late tomorrow on the future of SNAP benefits. Oregon and Washington's governors have vowed to challenge any attempt by the federal government to claw back money. Guys, back to you.
Libby Dowsett reporting live from Northwest Portland. Appreciate your reporting on this, Libby. Thank you.
Well, some 130,000 seniors in Oregon alone rely on SNAP, and organizations like Meals on Wheels People, which serves homebound adults, says it cannot keep up with the requests from new seniors, though it turns out the program itself is at risk since 30% of its budget comes from the Older Americans Act, which has not been reauthorized during the shutdown.
We don't know when the next shoe is going to drop, so to speak. So it's a really frightening time, and most older people, they are alone. They don't have that much contact. They're really isolated, so it's hard to continue to say, well, we can feed you today, but not tomorrow.
That's the reality. Suzanne Washington there says they haven't had to turn anyone away yet, but are still asking for community support through volunteering or donations. By the way, you can watch the full interview with Meals on Wheels People and the Oregon Food Bank tonight at 7 on Straight Talk or anytime on our free TV app, KGW+. All right, let's talk about your forecast now after a beautiful dry weekend.
Yeah, it really was. Matt, what do you have in store for us now?
We got more dry weather coming up, Christine. We had a few sprinkles today, but many of us didn't even see a raindrop, and it's already ended. The rain has, and the sky has cleared out a lot. Although Vancouver still cloudy and 53 right there. Our camera at the Springs at the waterfront. A few sprinkles left over the Cascades here in the Mount Jefferson area. That was it. This system was falling apart as it moved in, maybe a little bit up around Boardman and Arlington, Oregon, but that thing is washing out quickly, and we've got more dry weather in the offing. You can see the rainfall, Troutdale, 3/100 of an inch. We had less than 1/10 of an inch up at Astoria, and that was it in Northwest Oregon. We managed to get up to 56 today, even with the cloud cover that we had, which is not bad. It's around average for this time of the year. Look at the 70 down in Brookings, 66 Medford, and Central Oregon. More sunshine, got near 70 degrees as well. Tomorrow, it'll be foggy because the sky is clearing right now. That will allow the fog to form. Then it becomes partly sunny and we'll top out around 56 degrees again during the day tomorrow. So look for the fog to form overnight. Sun, though, tomorrow looks pretty good, and the rain holds off until late Wednesday. That means we have 2 more dry days before we go back to soggy weather. We'll talk about how soggy a bit, guys.
A little balance for November. Thanks, Matt.
In your headlines, after sitting on her desk for more than a month, Oregon Governor Tina Kotek has signed a $4.3 billion transportation funding package into law. The measure includes a 6-cent gas tax increase, DMV hikes, and a pay-per-mile program for electric vehicles to fund road maintenance and prevent ODOT layoffs. The bill passed during a special session in late September. Republicans oppose the tax hikes and want to refer them to the 2026 ballot, but they'll need signatures to do that. Senate Republican leader Bruce Starr said in part, quote, Oregonians will not be silenced and their voices will not be ignored. They will have the opportunity to weigh in, hold their leaders accountable, and demand a transportation system that works for the people who pay for it.
Thousands of workers at OHSU are set to vote this week on whether to authorize a strike. Some 8,000 employees, which include everyone from painters and custodians to pharmacists and therapists, are asking for better pay for some of the lower paid workers.
It's disheartening to see other institutions in the Portland metro area, like bagel shops or car washes, offering $23 to $25 an hour for very entry-level jobs. Our workers, no matter what our workers do, are specialized and they are absolutely critical to the mission of OHSU.
OHSU says it will continue bargaining toward an agreement that works for both sides. Best and final offers are due by Wednesday, followed by a mandatory 30-day cooling off period before any strike could occur.
New video shows the challenge crews faced in Oregon City when a house went up in flames late Friday. Take a look. Officials say one person got out of the home on Cherry Avenue, then had a medical emergency. They were stabilized, then taken to the hospital. Nobody else was hurt. Crews managed to get that fire under control. At this point, no word yet on the cause.
And new tonight, a Portland man will spend 30 years in prison for plotting a mass shooting at a climbing festival at Smith Rock State Park. When authorities arrested Samson Garner in October 2023, they say he was armed with multiple guns, body armor, and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. Police say he planned to open fire on climbers and spectators. A Deschutes County jury convicted Garner on 23 felony charges, including attempted murder and assault.